Hi guys, I hope you guys are doing well. What we're going to do is I'm going to start by just going over a couple questions with you, and then you can work on your other assignment. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to chapter 9 notes, and you are going to go to page 4. Okay, so if you need a second to get there, you could just go ahead and freeze this. So your best bet is to split your screen between the video and the notes so that you're able to fill in what I put on the screen. So you should probably be okay with these two questions, but I just wanted to go over them to make sure that you knew what you're doing. So for number 3, it says, which of the following does not form a proportion? Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to use cross multiplication to see if these form proportions or not. So remember, proportions are just two ratios that are equal to each other. So if we cross multiply and they equal each other, then they are a proportion. If they don't equal each other, they're not. So when we cross multiply here, 6 times 48 and 12 times 24. 6 times 48 is 288. 12 times 24 is 288. So this is a proportion. Hey, remember, it's looking for which does not form a proportion. So let's go to the next one. 3 times 81 and 9 times 9. Now, I don't know about you, you could probably tell, like I could tell this probably isn't going to be a proportion. Okay, and the reason why I know that is because I know that on the right side here, 9 times 9 is 81. So 3 times 81 is not going to be 81. Okay, so this is not a proportion. Okay, now while we're here, let's just check C anyways. Okay, so cross multiply 18 times 108 and then 36 times 54. 18 times 108 is 1,944. 36 times 54 is 1,944. So that is a proportion. Okay, so your answer there would be B. Again, if you need to pause this to write down any work, you could go ahead and do so now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next page to number 4. So up at the top, solve for x in each of these. So remember, to solve for these, for a proportion, all you have to do is cross multiply. So 9 times 24 and 18 times x. So 9 times 24 is 216 equals 18x. So if we divide each side by 18, x is equal to 12. If we go over to the next one, again, cross multiply to solve the proportion. 4 times x is 4x, and 5 times 20 is 100. If we divide each side by 4, x is equal to 25. Lastly, for C, we have 2 times 24 and 8 times x plus 2. Remember, you put those parentheses around the x plus 2 if you need. 2 times 24 is 48. When we distribute, 8 times x is 8x, and 8 times 2 is 16. Subtract 16 from both sides. And lastly, divide each side by 8. So we get 4 is equal to x. All right, so those were just some review questions. You're going to see that your homework for tonight is also review questions as well. One thing that I want to point out is you want to be careful. There's several parts for each question. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over the homework real quick and just run you through that so you could see what it looks like. So for the last thing here, I just quickly want to go over for you what the homework is. So your homework is going to be 9.1.2 and it's page 3 on the worksheets. Okay, and the exact assignment is posted for you. I just want to go over here that there's a lot of different parts to this. So for like number 1, xz is 4 and zy is 6. Okay, there's a, b, c, and d. So for a, xz to zy is going to be 4 to 6. So I'm going to go down to a. It's going to be 4 to 6, which simplifies to 2/3. Okay, then I would go and do B, then I would go and do C, and go and do D. Okay, so there's just a couple different parts to each of the questions, so I just wanted to point that out to you. Okay, you have the rest of the period to finish it, and then anything you don't finish becomes homework.